Charlie Chaplin. From orphaned poverty to global fame, real-life zero-to-hero success story. From the dirty streets of Victorian London to the grand stages of Hollywood, this is the real-life journey of a boy who had nothing, no father, no money, barely even food, who became one of the most recognizable faces in the world. This is the powerful and emotional success story of Charlie Chaplin, the silent film genius who changed cinema forever. A true zero-to-hero story that continues to inspire the world even decades after his passing. Early life in poverty. Charles Spencer Chaplin was born on April 16, 1889, in London, England, in a small room on East Street. His parents, Charles Chaplin Sr. and Hannah Chaplin, were both entertainers, but their careers were short-lived, and their lives, deeply troubled. Charlie's father was an alcoholic who abandoned the family early on. His mother, though talented, suffered from mental health issues that worsened over time. Charlie and his brother Sidney lived in extreme poverty, bouncing between cold, rat-infested rooms and government workhouses. At just 7 years old, Charlie had already tasted hunger, humiliation, and homelessness. He often performed on the streets to earn a few pennies and help his family survive. His childhood was more survival than play. His first audiences were crowds on the sidewalk. But even then, Charlie had something special. A spark, a gift for mimicry, and a dream, buried beneath layers of hardship, to make people laugh. Finding the stage. At age 9, Charlie got his first break, a role in a touring music hall act called The 8 Lancashire Lads, a clog dancing troupe. Though the pay was minimal, the experience gave Charlie exposure and discipline. By 14, Charlie had landed a major role in the stage play Sherlock Holmes, playing Billy the pageboy. He was now earning enough to help his mother and began rising in the British theatre circuit. But life was still far from easy. His mother's mental condition deteriorated, and she was committed to an asylum. Charlie and Sidney were again alone, scraping by. Then came a life-changing opportunity. In 1908, Charlie joined Fred Karno's comedy troupe, a popular vaudeville act that performed all over Britain and America. It was during a U.S. tour in 1913 that a talent scout noticed Charlie's unique humor, and invited him to work in the new and exciting world of motion pictures. Hollywood calling. Charlie arrived in Hollywood in 1914, joining Keystone Studios under director Mack Sennett. His first film, Making a Living, was forgettable, but by his second or third short, he had found something magical: a costume with baggy pants, a bowler hat, a cane, and a toothbrush mustache. Thus, the Tramp was born. The character was instantly iconic, a lovable underdog, often broke, often beaten, but always full of spirit and charm. Audiences fell in love with the Tramp and, through him, with Charlie. In just 1 year, Chaplin appeared in over 30 films and became a household name. His salary skyrocketed from $150 a week to $10,000 a week, an astronomical figure for the time. Charlie Chaplin, once a barefoot child in the slums of London, was now the biggest star in the world. A new kind of filmmaker. Chaplin didn't just act, He directed, wrote, produced, and scored his films. He was a perfectionist who believed that comedy could be art, and that laughter could be a universal language. In 1919, he co-founded United Artists with Mary Pickford, Douglas Fairbanks, and D.W. Griffith, giving him full creative control over his projects. Over the next 2 decades, he created timeless classics. The Kid, 1921, a touching story of poverty and childhood. The Gold Rush, 1925, featuring the famous bread roll dance. City Lights, 1931, considered by many his greatest film. Modern Times, 1936, a critique of industrialization and dehumanization. The Great Dictator, 1940, his first true talkie, where he boldly mocked Adolf Hitler during a time of rising fascism. Each film mixed humor with humanity, satire with soul. Charlie was not just entertaining, he was educating, warning, and healing. Controversy and exile. But with fame came scrutiny. Chaplin was always outspoken about political issues, which drew the ire of U.S. authorities, especially during the McCarthy era of the 1940s and 50s. Though not a communist, Chaplin was labeled un-American for his anti-war and pro-humanity views. He also faced several personal scandals, including relationships with younger women and messy court cases that further tarnished his public image. In 1952, while sailing to England for a premiere, the U.S. government revoked his re-entry permit. He was effectively exiled from the country he had helped put on the cinematic map. Chaplin settled in Switzerland with his wife, Una O'Neill, and their children. Despite being cut off from Hollywood, he continued writing and composing, though his film work slowed considerably. Final Years and Triumphant Return. In 1966, Charlie released his final film, A Countess from Hong Kong, starring Sophia Loren and Marlon Brando. While it received mixed reviews, it marked the end of an era. But in 1972, America finally made amends. The Academy invited Chaplin back to receive an honorary Oscar. When he appeared on stage, the entire audience gave him a 12-minute standing ovation, the longest in Oscar history. Tears streamed down Charlie's face as he accepted the honor. It was not just an award, but a public apology. The world had never stopped loving him. He spent his final years in peace with his family, writing his memoirs and composing music. Charlie Chaplin passed away on Christmas Day, 1977, in his sleep. He was 88 years old. Legacy beyond words. Today, Charlie Chaplin is remembered not just as a clown, but as a visionary. His films are still studied, loved, and quoted. His influence is seen in every comedian, every mime, every actor who believes in the power of performance. His face, the tramp's face, is one of the most recognizable images in the world. His story, one of the greatest underdog tales ever told. Charlie didn't have formal education, nor a stable home, nor a helping hand. What he had was grit, creativity, and an unwavering belief that he could bring light to a dark world. He once said, "To truly laugh, you must be able to take your pain and play with it." And that's exactly what he did. Outro. Charlie Chaplin's story teaches us that greatness is not born. It's carved from struggle. That laughter can grow from pain. That the smallest voice can echo across the world. From the slums of London to the hearts of billions, Chaplin's journey is more than cinema. It's history. He made the world laugh during war, smile during depression, and think during chaos. He may be gone, but his story, his legacy, and his laughter live on forever. This was the real-life success story of Charlie Chaplin, from zero to hero.